Let me show you how to make this lover's lace beaded bracelet. Hi, I'm Sherry here at the Little Beading Closet. This bracelet is really an ultimate seed bead lover's bracelet. It uses 3 different sizes of seed beads and you can pick your favorite colors. It's finished with a beautiful clasp. All the details and information is in the video, plus linked below in the description. So let me explain what you'll need to get started. So the outlines of these shapes in the bracelet are made with size 15, 11, and 8 seed beads. Today I'll be using Miyuki brand, although you could also use Toho, and keeping it all in the same metallic color. Go ahead and pick out a color for that. And then to fill the inside of your shapes, you'll need a size 11 seed bead and a size 8. And both of these are a Toho seed bead, although you could also work with Miyuki for this part. It's up to you. And if you wanted to, you could always use 2 different colors. The size 8 seed beads make up these larger sort of petal shapes, and the size 11 seed beads make up the smaller ones. I thought it would be a fun design choice to use one of the Cymbal clasps. This one is the Axos 3. Even though it's magnetic, it's a really secure magnetic clasp once you get it open, which is not exactly an easy feat. You can see that it has these little raised latches to help secure it into the other part. We'll go ahead and snap it back together. So once you get that on your bracelet, and you really don't need to worry about this clasp just falling off if you hit something metal. It's a great choice. Of course, you could just take a lobster claw or any clasp that you like and attach it here on this point once we get going. And I'll be using a size 12 beading needle for this bracelet because don't forget, a little bit later we'll be working with size 15 seed beads. The beading thread that I recommend for this project is an 8-pound fire line. You will have to add thread throughout the project, so just start with a comfortable length and let's get started. First, you will learn how to put these 4 leaf petal shapes using mainly size 8 seed beads together to form this shape here. First, we'll make a right angle weave unit with 4 of the metallic size 8 seed beads. Picking them up and then bringing them down near the end of the thread. Needle back through all 4 of the beads and then through one more. And you'll see that you have a right angle weave unit to start. But since this is the beginning, make it nice and secure. So needle back through the beads, just coming through the beads until you get your working thread and tail together. And at this point, you can knot it right there, pulling it nice and tight. And of course, I'll do that 2 times. I'll move my needle and thread 1 bead away from the knot and trim off the tail. Next, you'll pick up 1 metallic, 3 of your colored seed beads, and 3 more metallics. And just let those come down the thread until they're next to this right angle weave unit. Skipping the 3 metallic seed beads, needle into the first colored one, and you're going to hang on to it and pull it down, and it forms this little point here at the end. And then picking up 1 more of the colored seed beads. This is where it's a little bit like peyote stitch. You're going to skip the next bead and come into the one after it. And you sort of pull that into place so it sits side by side. So next we're going to take 1 metallic bead and come up through the one that's here above the right angle weave unit. Again, pulling it right into this place. They'll sit side by side. And for this project, I'll flip back and forth quite a bit because I like to work with my thread coming out the right side. And we're going to put 2 metallic size 8s here on this side and 2 on this side. So pick one up, come through the sticking out colored one, pulling it into place, putting my finger on it and giving it a tight tug. It makes it stay right there. Picking up one more, coming through here, pulling it into place, through the bead at the very top. So now we just have these 2 to put on this side. Like I said, I'll be turning at my hand quite a bit. Come down 1, and now we can add 1 more metallic here. This is a size 8. And 1 more through the next one. So now you need to completely connect this section to your right angle weave. You can tell that it's attached on this side of your seed bead. So needle through the other side of it and pull it right there. So now it's completely attached here at the right angle weave. And come up 2 more of your metallic seed beads. And what we'll do is put 3 of the size 11 seed beads here in this gap on both sides, picking up 3 and coming through the next 2 size 8s, pulling that into place through the top bead. Now we need to add 3 size 11s here. Again, just turn it in your hand so it's easiest for you to work on, whether you're right or left-handed. Come down 2 beads, add the 3 size 11s through here. Now we're going to repeat that on another point of the right angle weave in the center. So coming back through the one at the base, needling into 1 more. Now we're going to do the same thing. We'll do it together, maybe a little quicker. So again, with your size 8 seed beads, you need 1 metallic, 3 colored ones, and 3 more metallics. And bring that down here next to everything else. Skipping the 3 metallics, needle into the first colored one. Kind of need to hold on to it to get those to point at the end. And now I'll turn it in my hand. Because it appears my thread is coming out this side of my seed bead. Picking up 1 more colored one. Just like peyote stitch, skip 1 and come into the next one. I'm pulling it next to the other one. 1 more metallic. This time we're going up through this gold seed bead here, not the right angle weave one, but the one adjacent to it. And just push it over so it sits side by side. And this is a great example. Sometimes you get a little slack in your thread between the right angle weave unit and the leaf that you're making. You can hold this size 8 on the end and just kind of pull all your beads down and then pull the thread, getting rid of the looseness. Picking up 1 more metallic, coming into the sticking out colored one, 1 more metallic, coming up through the one here, through the bead at the end, and I'll be flipping it in my hand. coming down one more, adding the two metallics by coming through the sticking out colored one there, and then one more metallic coming through the next metallic here. And now you just need to connect your leaf to the size 8 seed bead in the center. I'm going to flip it around till it feels comfortable. You can see that this is connected here on this side. So we just need to needle through the other side of the center, making sure to pull that right into place. So now that you're connected, come through the next two size 8s. I'm going to pick up the 3 size 11s that go in the gap, coming through 2 of the 8s. Unless you're beading along with me, it might look strange just flipping this piece back and forth, but when you have it in your hands and you're actually working on it, it's so much easier to do it in a way that feels comfortable. So make sure you hold it how you want. So coming down the 2 size 8 metallic beads here, adding 3 more 11s through these 2. Needle through the size 8 down here at the base. So we have on 2. And just repeat that for the next 2 size 8s, making the same shape on those. I'm just finishing up the 4th petal, and now we're going to connect all these together so it's not so floppy. Coming through the size 8 here at the base. And what we'll be doing is coming up 2 size 8s on the petal. So needle through 2 of the 8s. And then pick up one more size 8 and connect it to the other petal by coming down the 2 8s on it. Just pulling that right here, making sure it's nice and tight. Come through the size 8 here in the base. And work on repeating that all the way around. Needle up 2 8s. Picking up one more. And then coming through the 2 8s on the next petal towards the base. Just pulling that to connect the 2, stepping through the center, and repeat that for the next 2. Adding the 3rd one. And then needle back through the center. So here we go. Now that we have all 4 petals of the larger size 8 seed bead unit together, you will need to move your thread over here to the point on your petal. Just follow the thread path and then exit the one here on the end. I really like the way that this clasp finishes off the project. Although if you don't want to do that, you can certainly use this seed bead here to attach whatever kind of clasp you want. The next steps here are going to be for attaching the clasp, and I'll put up a timestamp of where you can jump to if you just want to continue working on the bracelet and not do this clasp. So now we're going to need size 11 seed beads in a color. It can be the same as these, or if you want to make it a little contrast, size 11 metallics and size 15 metallics. Begin by picking up 3 of the size 11 metallic beads, coming through the 8 here on the end, and you're making another right angle weave. Every time we make a right angle weave unit like this on the bracelet, make sure to retrace it. That way it will be nice and secure. You want that to help hold its shape. So I'm coming back through all the size 11s, back through the 8, and then stepping into the first 11. So this is just like we were doing, but with different size beads. So the pattern stays the same. You pick up 1 metallic 11, 3 colored 11s, and then 3 more metallics, and bring those near the center right angle weave unit. Skipping the 3 metallics on the end, come into the first color, pulling the metallic ones into a point at the end, 1 size 11, skipping 1 in the middle, coming into the next one, pulling that into place, 1 more size 11 metallic, and this time coming up through the metallics, I'm going to pull it into place to sit side by side, and like before, turning it in my hand quite a bit so we can add the 2 metallics on this side and the 2 on that side, picking up 1, coming through the sticking out colored one, 1 more 11, through the next sticking out metallic, through the one here at the point, just repeating that here on the other side of this little leaf shape or petal shape, coming down 1, putting in the metallic size 11, coming through the next sticking out colored one, then 1 more through the next metallic one, just like before. This is where we need to connect it to the right angle weave. Make sure that you see which one it's attached to. It's attached here to this seed bead on this side. So just needle into the other side of that seed bead. And that will attach it to the center right angle weave. And I'm sure you've already guessed, we come up 2 metallics, and this is where we add the 3 size 15 seed beads now. Coming through the next 2, pulling that tight, through the one at the end, and then come through the 2, picking up 3 more of the 15s, needling through 2 of the 11s, and come back through this base size 11 of the right angle weave, follow the thread path along up to this point, just needle through your seed beads, step into the 11 here at the end, pick up 3 more of your size 11 seed beads, coming back through this one that you're exiting. So here we have another right angle weave unit right there, and you want to retrace every time you have a right angle weave unit. So I'll come back through all those beads one time until you come all the way back around to the top of the point. Next, step into the size 11 here, and now we're going to be repeating this shape off of here, kind of going between here and here. 1 metallic, 3 colored, and 3 metallic size 11 seed beads. Bring that next to this right angle weave unit. I'm just going to make 1 more of these petal leaf shapes. So now we're going to be connecting this point over here, coming up 1 of the center right angle weave 11s at the base of your leaf, and then needle along the edge to the point, and step through the point here at the end, and now needle up into the size 8 here so they meet, picking up 1 size 11, come back down into the point. So let's make sure it's nice and tight. Let's retrace that, coming back up through the 8, just kind of pull it all together through the 11, coming down this point here, then follow the thread path around to this one and add a leaf point shape off of it. So now just make 1 more of these petal leaf shapes right here. So now I've added this 3rd petal here, and we need to connect these 3 together like we did here, but instead of size 8 seed beads, we'll be using 11s. You come up 2 11s, picking up 1 more, come through the 2 11s on this one, connecting them together through the one here at the base of the right angle weave. Do the same to connect these 2. Come through the 2 11s, picking up 1 more, needle through the 2 11s of your next one. So now they're all connected together. And now I want to repeat this section over here off of this right angle weave seed bead. So just follow your thread path around until you reach it. On this project, like I said, you'll need to be adding thread throughout. I like to add it at these larger right angle weave sections. So I'll take my new thread and I knot it onto my working thread. And pulling it down into that little junction between the seed beads. I'll take my working thread and the new one, knotting them together. Often I'll do that a total of 3 times. And then retrace this right angle weave unit 1 time, making sure that the knot stays in place and that the new thread is not having all the tension at the knot. Some of it is spread out in the right angle weave unit. Move the tails out of the way, coming through the 11. If you have a thread zapper, you can use that, or trim off your thread. Give it a firm pull to make sure that you didn't have any accidents. We're coming down here to this bead to repeat this. Come down one more here, needle through this one, and now we're ready to repeat this pattern of seed beads right here. So you can go back in the video if you need to, or you might have it memorized by now. I'll let you go ahead and work on that one. Don't miss out on any of the steps. I'll leave a timestamp here that you can go back to for a refresher on the size 11 leaves if you need it, or you can find it using video chapters. So after you've added this section here, follow the thread path around until you're at the seed bead here at the point. Now that you've followed your thread path down here to the seed bead, that's where we're going to begin attaching the clasp. It's going to be easiest to take it apart. So I'm going to go ahead and take it apart, and we're going to add another leaf shape here with the size 11 seed beads. But we're going to treat this as one of the beads. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So to begin attaching the clasp, I'm going to pick up one metallic and 3 of the colored beads. Again, one metallic. And then we're going to come through this point on our clasp and treat it like a bead. So we have our one metallic, 3 colored, one metallic, one more metallic, and we usually use 3, so we'll bring one more on. I'm going to bring this all together just like I would for any other leaf, skipping the 3 gold metallics, coming into the first colored. Like I said, we're just treating the clasp as if it were a bead. One more of the colored seed beads into the next one, pulling it into place, and one metallic, coming up the one beside it, flipping it in my hand just like I would any other time, and then filling these gaps with the metallic seed beads. Through the clasp, which is acting as the bead on the end, coming down one more, and filling the space with a metallic seed bead one more time, coming through this one here. Then we're going to be adding the 15s, and then 3 15s, coming through these 2, come around to repeat that on the other side. Down the 2 11s. I can hear the question now. I'll answer it in just a moment. There's 3 more coming through these 2 and back through the one here at the base. I can hear the question now. You might be asking, why didn't I attach this point the same way and this one? It's because they're actually a little smaller. They don't fit exactly there, and I didn't want to warp the beadwork. So yes, now we do have to follow around this thread path and attach it, but I think it's worth it. So go ahead and needle up to the point on here, and we'll attach it. As you're following your thread path, I want you to finish by coming through these seed beads and out this one, headed this direction, so you can needle from the middle to the outside of it. So being aware of what direction I want my thread to needle to head, I'm going to take a little bit of a shortcut through this connecting size 11, then continue up. Go ahead and needle through the point and the clasp, picking up one more size 11. Be needling into the first one here before the point. Pulling it together, and then come back through the clasp. It actually ends up looking a little bit like a right angle weave. So come down through here, retrace it a few times, coming down through the 11 we just added, through this one before the point, and then back through the clasp. And since it's the clasp, I'll retrace that again. So after attaching this one, you guessed it, you have to needle over here and do the same. Just follow your thread path around, making sure, again, you're coming from the inside of these beads so you can go through the clasp in that direction. I have attached both sides, and now the next step is to work off of this point here. Now follow your thread path around until you get to this point, or if you're low on thread, attach thread here at this right angle weave section in the middle and come up to the point. Here we are, exiting the seed bead at the end. If you're wondering what this is, I went ahead and showed everybody how to add the Cymbal Axos 3 clasp along with this section, if that's what you were doing. If not, we're going to start working on the rest of the bracelet, or for you, the beginning. We're going to add another right angle weave section here to work off of with 1 11, 1 8, and 1 11. Coming back through the seed bead that your thread is exiting. And since this is a unit of right angle weave, retrace it so it's nice and secure. Just come through all the beads one more time. After retracing this right angle weave section, we're going to come up and exit the seed bead here to work on the bracelet. Just pulling everything tight. We're going to be adding another one of these petal leaf shapes right here, but this time we're using different seed beads. We have a size 15 and 11s in the metallic and also a colored 11. But the pattern remains the same, picking up 1 metallic, 3 of your colored beads, and 3 more metallics. You bring those next to the right angle weave section, and you're going to make another one of these shapes the same way, skipping the 3 metallics on the end, coming into the first colored one until you pull the point on the end, picking up 1 size 11 seed bead. Just like a peyote stitch, we're going to skip the middle one and come into the one after it, sitting side by side. 1 more size 11, coming up through the metallic here at the bottom, turning my piece over, again picking up a size 11 and coming through the sticking out colored one. 1 more through this one here. So this is just the same as if you were doing it with the size 8 seed beads. Then through the one here on the end, turning it in my hand. So I'm working on the right hand side, coming down 1, picking up a metallic size 11, coming into the colored one that's sticking out. 1 more into the size 11 metallic down here. So the pattern is identical, just with different sized beads this time. We need to attach this to our right angle weave section here, coming through the seed bead of the right angle weave section, pulling it into place, coming up 2 seed beads, adding 3 size 15s to fill the gap, Needle through the next 2 seed beads, through the one at the point, come down 2 more. So again, we're using the smaller size 15 seed beads, and then needle through the next 2, filling the gap on the other side. So now we're going to follow the thread path around up here to this point, coming through this one and along the edge to here, coming up these and through the point. We're going to add a unit of right angle weave right here, picking up 3 seed beads, coming back through the bead that your thread is exiting, and retracing the right angle weave section 1 time, coming through the seed bead here at the point, and I'll give that a firm pull. Maybe place my fingers on it, just tighten it up. So now we're going to step into this next seed bead, and you're going to build another one of these leaf flower shapes. That will be headed that direction towards here. I'll let you go ahead and work on that to make one more of these right here. So as you're working on this leaf, don't get hung up about where it's at. It kind of moves around as you're working on it until we secure it into place. So just work on it, whatever's most comfortable in your hand. Now that you've added one more leaf shape, we're going to be attaching it here at this point. This needle over there, coming through the right angle weave section here, and following the thread path along here to exit the point. And then step through the point, and let's connect it to the first larger size 8 unit we made. Needle up through this size 8 here, pick up 1 size 11, and come down into the point again. So you want to pull that all tight and together. Since this attachment point, we're going to retrace it, come back through the size 8, pulling tight, and then come through here and back down into the point. Make sure you pull your thread nice and tight. Sometimes I'll put my finger on the bottom and top and then pull. Follow the thread path around and add one more of the size 11 seed bead leaf sections right here. After you add the third leaf shape, we do need to attach these leaves together, just like we did with the larger unit here. We're going to be using size 11 seed beads on this one, coming down the center of the right angle weave unit at the base of the leaf, needle through the first 2 size 11s, coming through the first 2 11s before the 15s, picking up 1 11, needle through the 2 11s here before the right angle weave section to go ahead and connect those 2 together. We're going to do the same over here, needling through the seed bead here at the top, making sure it's in place. Again, come down 2 11s before the 15s. So then picking up 1 more 11, coming through the 2 here, connecting those 2 leaves together. Just hold on to it and give a nice tug to make sure it's nice and tight. Just follow your thread path around, continuing down, and make another set of 3 and attach it the same at this point, adding this one first, and then the right angle weave section, and this one next. Make sure to attach it to your size 8 leaf, and then the third leaf, adding the 11 to attach these 2 first, and then attaching these 2 together with the size 11, and retracing the thread path to come up through the size 8 right here. You almost know everything you need to complete the bracelet, but let me show you how you go from here. So now you know almost everything you need to complete the bracelet. But how do you go from this point to making another one of these larger size 8 seed bead units? Start with one metallic, 3 of your colored ones, and 3 more of the metallics. So you're just going to bring that here next to the right angle weave section here in the middle. Come through the first colored one, make the point, just like we've been doing. One more colored one, skipping one, coming through the next. So what you're doing is just making another one of these leaf shapes right here off of this point, but this time with the size 8 seed beads. Continue like you would, adding one more through the point at the top, coming down one, turning it in my hand, and then one more. Again, we're going to attach it to the seed bead here at the right angle weave. Just make sure that you're coming through the other side of the size 8, pulling it into place, and then step through the 2 metallics and adding 3 size 11s, coming through the end, coming down the 2 more metallics, adding 3 more 11s by coming through these 2 8s and up 1 here. Follow the thread path around to the point, and then I'll needle through the end of my leaf. As you look at this, you can see that right here is going to be the center of one of these larger size 8 sections. So you do want to use 3 size 8 seed beads to make a right angle weave unit on this end. Retrace it one time. After you finish retracing it, you are at the very beginning of the project where we started this. It's like you've already added one leaf. We're going to come through one more of these seed beads, and you're just going to continue on from this point like you would if you were here. I'll leave a timestamp to that if you need it. And just some information on sizing. You'll need to make 4 of these larger motifs in the middle for an almost 7-inch bracelet. If you need it to be larger, expect to make 5 of them. Just enjoy working on your bracelet, and as always, I hope you have a beautiful day.